Okay, it is March 23rd, 2024, and I come to you because I want to describe some of the little barriers connected to being visually impaired that make things very, very difficult. There is a term that a friend of mine, his name is Chris, he introduced me to it about a week ago. It's called Crip time. Like cripple. It's someone else's terminology. I think this person is confined to a wheelchair, and she begins to talk about Crip time. He sent me several videos, and I think that I will create a playlist on my channel that I make public called Crip time, and I'm gonna dedicate it to whoever it was that put all these things together. He also mentioned a blind gentleman who lives in New York. He just lost his sight. Don't remember the time span of how long he has been going blind. His vision is it's depleting. It's going bye-bye, to use a phrase. He was describing the adventure of going to Starbucks. He wanted to go to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or something like that. And he was trying to see if he could, with his sense of smell, determine whether or not he was going closer or further away. He thought he would smell chocolate. He thought it would smell something specific. He didn't. He talks a little bit about what he encountered on the way and so forth. It's an article that was written for The Atlantic. It's a periodical. He was reading that article to me, Chris, and he talked to me about Crip time and sent me these links to YouTube videos connected to that. In keeping with that, once he told me, of course, I began to reflect on some of the times in my life after the flood of times when he told me about it. I'm like, oh my God, somebody's speaking my language. Praise him. So on my sister's birthday, wonderful day, when I got to her house, she had a gift for me, because that's just, my sister is very thoughtful and she has incredibly good taste. When I buy something, I bought some Champion yoga pants on Amazon. And once I got the first 3 pairs, and I was like, oh, these are perfect. So I'm gonna go to Einstein direction. I'm gonna order like 10 of these in black and 10 in gunmetal. And this is gonna be my uniform. Yes, it is. It's gonna let me know if I'm gaining weight, if I'm losing weight, because they will fit a certain way. So I bought a whole bunch of them. When my sister gave me this gift, when I got home, I think it was, I believe I tried them on that day, or it was the next day. I tried this thing on. It's a skirt and a top, camo. It's a nice loose fit. The skirt comes all the way down to your feet. It's adorable. She's like, oh, this is just a house dress. You can wear this around the house. I'm thinking to myself, oh no. Once I put that thing on, I said, holler, I'm gonna order this for myself. So I called my mother and I said, hey Mom, when you see Melanie, tell her to send me this link, because I love this thing and I'm gonna do what I did with the Champion fit pants, right? So she sent me the link. My sister sent me the link. Yesterday in the evening, I just got to it. She gave them to me on the 19th. Well, I just got to the point where I said, okay, I'm gonna try to see if I can get with this. Because when I hit the link a couple of days ago, when I got it, it took me somewhere unfamiliar, to Temu. I'm like, what is Temu? I'm thinking, okay. So I started out by calling Be My Eyes. It's an application that assists the blind, where they will be your eyes. It does a FaceTime type of a connection, or WhatsApp, Skype, however you want to think of it. It is a video call. And I showed the gentleman the packaging. I couldn't figure out the packaging before I called him. I tried to do it myself. I used my Seeing AI app, and I tried to see if it's, is there a barcode? Because, once you get that, all you got to do is share it with Amazon, and it's going to pop up, boom, you got it. But it didn't do me like that. And once I found similar sounding items, that's where I meet a barrier, because I'm totally blind. I can't confirm anything. So I called Be My Eyes. This guy, he looked it up, he linked it up, and he said, I found it on Amazon. The exact same thing. He said, I'm going to send you the link. So we disengaged the call. I gave him my number, and he sent me the serial number that was on the packaging. So after messing around with this serial number, because I've already disengaged with this call with this wonderful volunteer on Be My Eyes, it's not like you can call the person right back and say, hey, although he did text me the information, I would not use his number, because that's not why he sent it to me. He didn't send it to me so I could call him back and say, hey, first of all, what's your name? Secondly, can you do something else for me? So I didn't want to go that route. So I struggled with this thing last night. I found out, okay, it's Temu. I fell asleep messing with this thing. So I woke up today, and I've done other things. I finally got back to it about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Echo, what time is it? It's 5:56. So from about 3 o'clock, 2:45, I went about the process of registering on their app. I had a horrible time online. I couldn't get through it. My accessibility feature's on. So I said, well, I'll download the app. Hey, Siri, find Temu on the App Store. So it took me to T-Mobile. That's not what I said. So I typed it in. I went to the link that was shared with me. I found where the sound of Temu occurred in the strand of letters, and I simply went character by character until I got to it. Found out how to spell it, put it in there in the App Store, went to the app, downloaded the app, got the app. Get onto the app. I register, put my number. Okay, I'm in. I go back to the email. I tap on the email. It takes me straight into Temu. I'm on the right track. I'm moving. I'm going a steady pace. So, all right. I started putting in, my name, my address. It was very difficult to do that. It sounded like I put it in twice, even though I only put it in once. Not really sure why. Figured out how to put in my apartment number. Yeah. Figured out how to put in the city, the state, and the zip, even though it's not blatantly apparent using the accessibility features. It just doesn't tell you where it is. So I started guessing. Everywhere it said button, B-U-T-T-O-N, button. I tapped on it just to see. Okay, my phone is not gonna explode if I get it wrong. So I'm going through it. This is the blind experience. This is how you navigate some of these crazy barriers. You could call me a surfer. I'm riding the waves. So I go through, I'm putting in my information. Now you got to pay for it. I got the item in the cart. I got the item in the cart, and I want 5 of them. I even figured out how to order one in gray, because something else came up. They just show you a list of stuff. They, when you get to the checkout counter, those impulse items, they throw that at you. But I got past it. That's one of the benefits of not being able to see. I can't see it, and I'm swiping by it. So I put in my address successfully. I go to the payment method area. I try to scan my card. It says put the card within the lines. I'm out of gas on that, so I'm just kind of going to 360 up and down, just kind of trying. It's not working. So I said, wow. So who can I call? I can't call Be My Eyes, because you don't want to ask them, what's my credit card number? What's my security code? Like, duh. Wake up. Sort yourself out. Sort yourself out. Don't do that. So I call my friend, trusted friend, my buddy. I call him Chucky. I say, hey, Chucky. I FaceTimed him. I said, can you tell me what is my card number and my security code, expiration date? Told me the card number, which I had already figured out. I was able to get that far. He told me my security code, and he told me my expiration date. So I said, okay, thank you. He's getting his oil change. So he really didn't have time, but he made time for me. Thank you, thank you. So I hang up with him. I go in. I got all the information. I get to the security code. He gave me the wrong information. So hard to see. He hasn't gotten his glasses yet. He's not blind. But sometimes when you can see, if you don't put on your glasses, you can forget about it. You might as well be looking through a colander. So, I go back to my seeing AI. I find out that one of the digits is wrong, and I correct that digit. But now I'm out of steam. In the middle of me about to get it perfectly right, my cousin called me. I answer the phone, I talk to him. That takes me all off the task. I make this recording because in the middle of going through all this stuff, I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to write a screenplay. Try to produce a movie. And the title of the movie is going to be One Task. One task. Messing around with this thing, I'm still not done. There's nothing on its way. I figured it all out to an extent. That's where the barrier comes in. And at some point, depending on the importance of the thing, this is just something I want, not something that I need. But I'm out of gas. So I'll go back to it tomorrow. Something that would take someone, I would say a maximum of 10 minutes. I've invested about 5 hours of time, and I'm not done. I'm going back. You gotta be tenacious. Anything that's holding you back. It doesn't just have to be visual impairment. If it's a barrier, the way you think about it, I didn't sit there and cry. I could have. It certainly creates a sense of helplessness and defeat if you go down that road. This road is more than a fork, okay? It's almost like a rake. It's got several different directions you can take it. And on the one side, you're going in the positive. On the other side, you're going the despair route. And that's not going to be anything but a black hole. You can forget about an Einstein-Rosen bridge and a wormhole into a greater reality. It just takes you down into that hole. So, perception is a choice oftentimes. That's why the fact that it's a reality, which reality you embrace, a lot of the time, it's up to you. If you can't do the thing the way you think about the fact that you can't do the thing, that's within the realm of your power and choice. So I choose to leave this Temu alone for today. However, I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to try not to ultimately call my mother, speak with my sister, and say, Melanie, can I Zelle you and order me 5 to my address? Which she, of course, would do. She's done. She's done, because this isn't the first time that this has happened to me. So I'm going to sign out. I'm listening to Any Way the Wind Blows by Eric Clapton and JJ somebody. I like it. Echo, increase volume. Yeah. So something good that happened to me as I found this song. You should cue it up. Eric Clapton, Any Way the Wind Blows. Take care.